Hoi, it's louisity again, and for the first time ever, we are going to film a TBR video. Hurrah! So, here's the rationale or the background or the reason why I decided to do monthly TBRs moving forward. I have been enjoying a lot of TBR games, and some of which that I enjoy watching would be from Kaylani's SimplyMe, Lenore Reads, Stephanie's Bookverse, Sid, BookWorroms, just a few people that I enjoy watching, like, TBR games. I really like Kaylani's TBR tarot card, because I've been watching her like TBR games since she was doing like the bingo card. I've been like a subscriber for quite some time now. And also, whenever I list down the books or authors that I would like to add in my Goodreads want to read list, I was like observing something. I keep on like writing letters or like authors with names that are like consecutively in order. Like, for example, I'm going to write an author whose first name is Barbara, and then the next author that I'm going to be writing is Charlie. And then sometimes I keep on writing like more than an author consecutively with the same like first letter. I keep on writing like, let's say, Barbara, Benjamin, Blake, kind of like that, if you folks know what I mean. So I was like thinking, I feel like I want to do something like kind of like this, and I'm kind of like want to give a shot of like doing like a TBR and see if I'm going to be able to fulfill it. So I decided to come up with an alphabet TBR games, which will determine my monthly TBRs. So how is it going to work? So of course we have 26 prompts from like the English alphabet, and like obviously like each letter of the alphabet has corresponding prompts. They don't necessarily mean anything. They're just random prompts that I like thought that would probably match the letter. And each month I'm going to pick 4 letters, okay? So that in terms of like, should I pick a book for each prompt? That is to be determined, because who knows, maybe I can just pick like a book out of like, just one book out of all of the 4 prompts, So, and in case I pick like a letter that is like, say, like next to each other, like consecutive. So let's say I pick letter B, and then the next pick that I have is like either a letter C or an A. I would need to have another pick, and I can, because I want to be kind to myself, I would like to pick up to 8 books. So that means the maximum picks that we're going to be getting for the month would be 8 picks. And in the next month, if I pick these prompts again, I have to like add another pick. And in case I am not going to be able to finish my TBR for July, that means I'm going to have to carry them over the next month and see if I would be adding like other 4 books, and we'll just see how it goes, basically with this TBR game. So I'm definitely excited, and let's see what are the prompts and which books did I choose for each prompt. So let us begin. Pick number 1. Letter U. Letter U is a reread, and basically, if you've been watching some of my 2 Reread Pile videos, this book happens to be one of them, and that is The Valkyries by Paulo Coelho. Now, I barely remember anything about this book. I know it is kind of like a biographical novel. Some people, or like at least some of the sources that I read, this is kind of like the sequel to The Pilgrimage, which is another like biographical novel written by Paulo Coelho. So I'm definitely looking forward to reread this one. So letter U is for a reread. So that's what the prompt is. Pick number 2. I don't know if this helps, but I like shaking it. Letter Y. Letter Y is for an author that starts with a letter L, you know, YL, obviously, because it's, you know, with my name, louisity. And the author that I thought of is Leigh Bardugo, and I am going to read or add in this July TBR Pile, Shadow and Bone, which is the first book in the Grishaverse trilogy. Now, folks, if you've been watching my videos, you know how I felt about Six of Crows Zoology. And I'm like, you know, some of my friends, some folks are telling me, you know, why don't you give the Grishaverse trilogy a shot? And like, no, here I am, I'm going to be taking it. Like, I've been kind of holding back a little bit because of, you know, my experiences with the Six of Crows duology. But hey, I'm going to now start with the Grishaverse trilogy with Shadow and Bone, and we'll see how I'll feel, because usually when, you know, a lot of people like a book, I tend to like not like it. And if a lot of people, or like collectively people, do not like a book, I like it. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be a better reading experience for me. Some folks said I should have read this first, but Leigh Bardugo said that you can add on to Six of Crows Zoology without reading, you know, the Grishaverse trilogy. So it is what it is. So we'll see what my experiences are going to be. Should I, you know, finish Shadow and Bone and decide to continue with a trilogy? Pick number 3. Letter L. Oh my goodness. Anyway, letter L is for lalaki book. Now, what does lalaki book mean? Okay, so the word lalaki is male in Filipino, or guy, man. So these are the books that are considered like daddy books, or like books for your dad, or like manly books as they would call. So this could be like sci-fi or like legal fiction, you know. It could be like James Patterson or John Grisham or Jeffrey Archer or David Baldacci. And the one that I picked for this prompt, and I was like, oh my goodness, we have a thick one right here. I picked Leviathan Wakes by S.A. Corey. I've been wanting to like start the series and read some lalaki books like that. I want to like read some of that. So yeah, we'll see if I'll be able to have an enjoyable reading experience, you know. It's gonna be a ride for sure. And it makes me now think, will I be able to finish my July TBR? I bet I'm going to be carrying this over in August. But anyway, that's all cool. So yes, that's going to be the book for the prompt, Lalaki book. Leviathan Wakes by S.A. Corey. Hopefully our last pick number 4. Letter N. For our last pick, or our last prompt, is letter N, which is a number generator. And I have like a list or a spreadsheet containing the books that I'm about to read, whether physical or non-physical. And according to that spreadsheet, number 1 is My Fate According to the Butterfly by Gail D. Villanueva. And I've been wanting to read this one. You folks probably know the story about like how I wanted to own this before and wanted to sign it, and how there are days when I'm like, I wish I bought like the hardcover one back in the day, back in one of the Manila International Book Fairs, in National Bookstore booth. Gail was there, and I wish I bought it, but I was like looking forward to own the paperbacks because I'm more of a paperback person in terms of like the price and the convenience of bringing it along. And yeah, finally I was able to acquire it as shown in one of my like previous like book hauls. And finally I've been wanting to read this one. Like, I think that this is like the first like middle grade or preteen contemporary book that I've read in ages. I mean, you folks know that I read a lot of middle grade or preteen books, but they're like mostly fantasy, so it's good to dive into like a contemporary one. So these are the books that I plan to read in July, plus these other two. And feel free to comment down below what books or which books you will be reading in July. So I hope you folks liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, click that subscribe button and hit that little bell icon somewhere down there to keep yourselves posted about my videos. And also put down links and handles of my social media accounts, so feel free to check me out and follow me there and support me there as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. Always be thankful and unleash the reader in you. Bye y'all.